What happens in a chart if we have Venus and Saturn as a combination? Let's begin by understanding what Venus stands for and what Saturn stands for, and we'll take it up from there. When we talk about Venus, we say that Venus is all about love, luxury, beauty, money. It is all about grace, it is all about art, it is all about doctors, and so on and so forth. When we talk about Saturn, we say it's strict, it is an administrator, we say that it is disciplined, we say that it is frugal, and we say it's the karma karak. Now when we just look at these two words and we go further, these two sentences, and we go further down and we see how Venus and Saturn relate to being together in a chart for every house, we get a lot of points. Even in Saravali, it's been mentioned, very beautifully mentioned about a lot about this combination of Venus and Saturn. Supposing Venus and Saturn are sitting on the lagna for a person, then what happens is Venus, which is standing for beauty, and Saturn, which talks about endurance, or it also talks about having a reserved nature. So the person can be very beautiful, can be very graceful, but the person can have a slightly reserved nature. The person has something that attracts others to him or her, but this person could have a slightly dark complexion or could have a matured look also. When this same combination is in the second house, we can say that the person can have a delayed studies, but whatever the person would study would be of class, because Venus also represents grace, class, beauty, moneyed, affluent, and Saturn represents that delay. It also talks about the fact that a person can be responsible, because Saturn is responsible about the family business, and a person can make good amount in the family business, though may be very detached about the entire process. Because Saturn and Venus sitting together can also give you a huge amount of money. As we know, Saturn in the Kalpurush Kundali holds the 11th house and Venus the 2nd house. So the combination of the Lord of the 2nd and 11th can give a person great amount of money. When we talk about this same placement in the 3rd house, the 3rd house talks about your patience. The 3rd house also talks about your ability to do any work, and the 3rd house is your courage, your enterprise, your thought process. So it gives a person, this combination of Saturn and Venus in the 3rd house gives a person enough courage, enough ability and the patience. The person is very skilled in different forms of art. Why? Because Venus, which is the Karaka of arts, will give you that arts, and Saturn will give you the patience to learn things, to understand things, and to go deep down the understandings, learnings in a very systematic and a very deep manner. So a person becomes very skilled. In the 4th house, it gives you a beautiful house, it gives you landed properties, beautiful cars, and the Saturn sitting there can also give you a love for old house, antique pieces, antique furnitures for your house. More than that, it can give you a good balance. Because the 4th house also represents your securities, your bank balance is also a form of securities. Venus represents classy stuff, so you might be investing in classy things for your home, as well as you might be investing in major quantities of FDs or these things, and putting it away for a long period of time, as Saturn would denote. And it also gives you an ability to connect with the masses in any way that is related to beauty, that is related to money, because Venus would give you a connection with both of these things. It can also give you an ability to work in foreign affairs, because Saturn here is aspecting your 10th house and your lagna, and Venus also aspects the 10th house. Venus gives you an ability to impress others, as in foreign affairs, and you can go in that direction. When we talk about this combination in the 5th house, we see that this Venus and Saturn can give a person a very long drawn knowledge and a great love for ancient studies, and they would be through a person who is very highly respected and placed, because let's not forget Venus is also the Shukra-Charya, and one who has an intensity, depth to go deep down into things and learn them. It can also give you a career in the world of film making, because Venus is all about that art and Saturn is all about the hard work that you can put in and get the name and fame from there. When we find this combination in the 6th house, what is the 6th house? 6th house is a house of health and service. In the natural zodiac, Venus gets debilitated there. So it can give you diseases, it can give you problems in that area, but at the same time, Venus is about resurrection. So a person will come out of it, but if the person learns to be disciplined with life, as Saturn and the 6th house both says. Let's call it for the 7th house. In the 7th house, Saturn gets Digbali, and in the natural zodiac, Saturn, it's Venus's own house, and Saturn is also the exalted in that house. So in that sign rather. So what happens is that this Saturn and Venus, when they are placed in the 7th house, what do they give us? They give us a partner who is very loving, partner who is very caring, and who is very graceful, very beautiful, and somebody who can be elder to us. But one more thing is that it can also bring about certain distancing from the partner, certain going away to fatherlands from the partner. So the partner could be staying away from you for a period of time, as Saturn also shows distance, and being Digbali, it can really be very strong. Let's talk about the much not acknowledged 8th house. The 8th house is the house of our Yog or Bhog. What do I mean by that? It means that is a house which decides, are you going to be one very much under the influence of your senses, and this is where Saturn and Venus's combination will have certain amount of friction. So far they were good, but the actual friction, because Venus gives you an ability to enjoy through all your senses, and Saturn is the one that says that you need to keep a strong check of your senses, and the 8th house is the one that takes us deep into sadhana, and we also know that it is the 8th house that can take us deep into erotica also. It can be erotic or esoteric as the person wants. But really, so no, I would also say that it would depend on the sign that it is placed. If it is placed, say, in a sign that is ruled by Mars, then one can move into the side of erotica. But if it is placed in the sign of Jupiter or in the sign of Sun, then one can move towards esoteric also. Saturn, the signs of Saturn would also take, in the 8th house, would also take somebody towards esoteric, whereas the signs of Venus would definitely hold true for erotica side of the 8th house. Let's move to the 9th house. When we talk about the 9th house is all about Gyan. It's all about knowledge. It's all about being very open to receiving things. Saturn is hard work and Venus is paravidya. Venus is an ability to get that kind of knowledge that is not easily available to all. So people who have this combination of Saturn and Venus in the 9th house have the ability to work arduously for for knowledge that is not easily available for others. You have an insight that others don't. You have an ability to be a good doctor, to earn money through medicine where others can't. Let's talk about the 10th house. The 10th house of the natural zodiac is ruled by Saturn. It talks about your karmas. So it's also about, and Venus is all about money. So you are focused on in your dealings, in your career, in your karma, and you know how to earn good money. You also have a great reputation of being a good helper in your zone, in your workplace. in the 11th house. Again, it's a house where we need to have pay certain amount of attention, because this house can be a trap with Venus giving in a desire to have more and more and more. Such a person is capable of reaching great heights, but it will be a slow process because Saturn also aspects your lagna, and so you will, though grow up, you will take time, and when you bloom, you will actually reach a great place. You will reach a height from where you would be considered a guru, as Venus is. As far as your child or spouse is concerned, spouse could be somebody elder, good looking, or somebody who is mature beyond her age, or his age rather. Let's talk about the 12th house. The 12th house is said to be the, Saturn is said to be the karaka of the 12th house, and Venus is said to exalt in the 12th house of the natural zodiac. So a person would be very good at spending money. He or she would like to give people a lot of gifts. The person would also be passionate, but would be traveling a lot and can face separation from the spouse also. There can be certain amount of distance, as I said, because Saturn can bring distance and will keep a person away from enjoying the luxury side of life. So the person, yes, there's a way out. The person can go deep into travels, natural travels, where they can live in remote but luxurious areas. So do let us know how it works in your chart. Until we meet with you again, stay safe. Thank you.
Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.